Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the channel. My name is Max, and today we're going to be talking about a pretty cool opportunity I had a few months back. I was asked to be a guide on a storm chase tour called Extreme Tornado Tours. Now you might be asking yourself, what exactly is a storm chasing tour or a tornado tour? It sounds kind of crazy, but the premise is pretty simple. Basically, people pay from all around the world to come to the United States and be put in a van and driven all across Tornado Alley to try and see good storms and hopefully tornadoes. There's a number of companies that provide this. It's not just Extreme Tornado Tours. There's about a half dozen really well-known, reputable storm chase tours that are out every single year, taking dozens, if not hundreds of people throughout Tornado Alley to see amazing storms. Usually these tours are split up into 5, 7, or 10-day segments. The 5 and 7 days are gonna be earlier in the season or later in the season. The 7 and 10 days are gonna be in the bulk of tornado season. The tour group is going to provide a van or multiple vans that are guided by people who know what they're doing, who have been storm chasing for a long time or are meteorologists. They'll also cover all the gas that is needed and lodging for the guests. The guests, on the other hand, are going to be responsible for their expenses getting to and from the pickup location. Usually that base city is going to be either Oklahoma City or Denver, Colorado, depending on the time of year. The guests are also responsible for their food and beverages throughout the trip. Now, one of the glaring questions is, are you guaranteed a tornado? These tours usually cost thousands of dollars. You're spending multiple days, if not weeks, in a van with people traveling across Tornado Alley. Is it guaranteed? No, absolutely not. There's no possible way to guarantee that you'll see a tornado. These tours are ran during the peak seasons, usually April, May, and June, so you have a great chance of seeing phenomenal storms, supercells traversing the plains, but unfortunately there's just no way to guarantee you'll see a tornado. Now, it's important to note that there are some big differences between regular storm chasing and tour storm chasing. The tours are essentially like a vacation for people, and we want them to be accommodated. We don't want to be doing crazy long drives. We don't want to be sitting out in the middle of nowhere where people can't go to the bathroom. We need to be accommodating. So much more frequent stops are going to happen on a tour so that people can get snacks, they can go to the bathroom if needed, and people just aren't used to being on the road as much as most storm chasers are. People are not used to spending 5, 7, 8, 10 hours, especially in a van. We're also going to go out of our way to do things that are interesting on days where there just simply are no storms to chase. Whether that's visiting a national park like the Badlands or going to a national monument like Mount Rushmore, we're going to make sure that the days are filled so that you have stuff to do. You're not just sitting in a hotel room twiddling your thumbs hoping that we get something in a few days. Also, you can generally expect the storm chases are going to end a little bit earlier in the evening so that we can go back to a place and get a reasonable dinner. And then for any chasers that are thinking about doing this or have been offered a position to do it, there's some sacrifices that you have to make as well. You're not going to be able to get right up next to a tornado. That's not saying we can't get somewhat close on a tour. It's not like we're going to be 10, 15 miles away, but we're generally going to try and stay about a couple miles away from a tornado, depending on the situation. We're not going to be going up getting close range 100 yards. We also are dictated by the arrival and departure dates for these guests. They have work to get back to. They have flights that they booked that they can't cancel. So it doesn't matter if the best storm chase of that entire stretch is on the day where you take everybody back. You can't bail on that. We have to take the guests back to the base city so that they can get on their flights, they can drive home, whatever it is, they come first. So a lot of times you might have to miss out on a good chase day. Now, enough talking about it, let's go ahead and take a real example of what an actual chase day is like on a storm chasing tour from start to finish. The month is June and we're in the middle of Tour 6. We found ourselves in western South Dakota and today is a chase day. We instruct the guests to meet in the lobby at 9 a.m. so we can do a 30-minute weather briefing. During this time, the forecasters will go over the setup with the guests and answer any questions they may have. After the weather briefing, the guides will go retrieve the vans, pull them around front, and help the guests load in their luggage. This morning, we're heading towards Devil's Tower, which is an iconic monument in northeastern Wyoming. It's perfect because we can have lunch there, enjoy the view, and still be in great position for a supercell that should develop just to our northwest. Once we get there, we let the guests know they've got about an hour to do what they want, but we should meet at the van at 1 o'clock so we can get on the road.
We should probably round the guests up here soon. This storm is starting to look better.
The chase is on. Our storm is initiated and it's already severe warned. We navigate to find a good position ahead of the storm so we can watch it come to us.
And then let everyone know they should do a bathroom break here, final bathroom break.
Yep.
Final bathroom break. We're about to get into full chase mode here. You can see the storm off that way.
The storm is just off to our northwest and heading our direction, so we decided to do one last quick pit stop before going and finding a view. So we're just gonna go to the other side of this hotel so we can have a nice view. Kevin said it's real good and everybody can get out.
We won't be here terribly long. It's moving pretty fast at us, so we're gonna have to reposition sometime soon. But there's your area of interest right there.
We like to stay a bit out ahead of the storm so the guests have time to get out of the van, get their tripods set up, and really enjoy the moment. The storm is now tornado warned and is exhibiting classic high precipitation structure. With the storm barreling down on us, it's time to reposition. We all quickly pile back into the vans and start heading southeast. All right, we're ready to go whenever you are.
I think I'm going to take the same road we did yesterday, if it's the same one where King's back left here.
As long as we can easily get back on the highway quickly.
Okay, I think I'm just going to pull over where these guys are. I'm sure there's enough room here.
Sounds good. Yeah, so definitely stay close to the van so we can go fast.
This will be a code red, so we're going to have to go fast. This will be a minute or two stop, just so we can get it while it has good structure.
The storm is currently dropping tennis ball to baseball size hail where we had just been sitting minutes earlier. As we continue to stay with the storm to the southeast, it eventually goes into an area with no road. At this point, there's not a whole lot we can do. Without many options, we decide to let one of the trailing storms core us so the guests can experience some hail. At this point, it's time to call it a wrap. We head to the hotel that's already been booked by the guides and make plans for dinner. This is a pretty typical chase day. We didn't get a tornado, but we got to watch a beautiful supercell for hours and then got to play around in the hail. Now that I've spent all this time leveling your expectations, let's talk about when it does go right and we do get the grand prize. Just a few days after that last chase, we made our way to Wisconsin for a moderate risk severe weather setup. We got on the main supercell of the day, which produced an EF2 tornado near Tomah, Wisconsin. Is that a cone in there? Cone in the rain?
Possibly.
I can see it better on my camera.
Right above the tree. Oh, it is.
Right, but that might be a tornado.
That's a tornado.
Tornado.
That's a tornado. Look at left of the tree.
Only about a week after that, Tour 7 was treated to an incredible supercell which produced multiple tornadoes in north central Kansas.
How about that? Woo!
Oh my gosh.
That was a good tornado!
Let's go!
My experience guiding these tours was absolutely phenomenal. Not only was I getting paid to do something that I love and probably would have been doing anyway, but I was also able to meet a lot of really cool people from all walks of life and all different corners of the earth, all drawn together by one distinct fact, that we all love weather and we want to do anything we can to see more of it. The ability to play a part in helping people get their first tornado is a really special moment. I remember how special seeing my first tornado was, but it is a completely different experience watching somebody as they witness their first, as they take it in, and as they experience the moment. If you found this video interesting, definitely go check out Extreme Tornado Tours. I will hopefully be returning at some point to be a guide in the future, but if not, the other guys will take very good care of you. That about wraps up the video, guys, but I do have one last parting gift before we go. Since this is Extreme Tornado Tours, I figured I needed to make the most dramatic trailer to really hook you guys in and make you want to come on the next tour.
Have you ever wanted to travel the Great Plains? Crossing state lines and driving thousands of miles in search of nature's most terrifying phenomena. What if I told you there was a way? A way to catch the elusive. Than Extreme Tornado Tours.
If that wasn't extreme enough for you, I don't know what is. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you out there on the next one.